Alright guys, let me show you a little trick from this coil. I mean, typically, you know, the brake lines, and this is aluminum 1/4 inch inside diameter that I use to, you know, as a feeder from the reservoir to the master cylinder, you know, both of the master cylinders. So from this, you can get to this by your hands, with your hands, right? And then with this little tool right here, you can make it, you know, very straight. So it takes a little bit of time and patience, but if you keep, you know, doing this, with a little bit of persuasion, you have almost a straight tubing. So that's the tip of the day. All right. Alright guys, a few days have passed since part 1 of the brake series videos. I already finished all the brake lines and all that, so I will show you, you know, how they look, what material I use and all that kind of stuff. So let me show you how the rear. So here where the brake line comes for the rear. Obviously from the firewall at the front, I got 2 master cylinders, one for the front, one for the back. Both of them are pushed by the same pedal, and we'll go over that in a minute. So I use 3/16 rubber and stainless steel, rubber coated stainless steel, I don't know how can I call that stuff, but you got the idea. Then I make a 90 over there, then I make a loop over here, or a saddle, just to go around that round tube, and then make it over there to the, you know, the one that goes same on the other wheel. So right here, you will get a close-up of the, you know, the tab that I use to get into it, and then go like you saw in part 1, you know, go to the caliper. So so now let's go below the chassis, so you see how I did the rest of the stuff. So now I'm here below the chassis. You can see that I put that's a fuel hose just to protect, you know, the line for vibration and stuff. I still using the same clips, stainless steel and rubber coated clips. So here I went with a 15-inch pre-made stainless steel braided line, just in case, you know, something goes wrong. For the back, I don't need to, you know, go all the way to the front. I can you know, undo this and just work over there, and here it goes to the front. If you look over there, there is also a rubber hose just to protect, you know, when he's making contact with the chassis for vibration. So you know, this is just in case I gotta work, so, you know, I can open over here with no problem. All right, now let's move to the front. So here at the front, this is the tunnel. I gotta undo, if you see those screws popping off the center rail over here. I gotta grind that down. Same here on the firewall on the end, so like this screw over here. So I gotta trim it off or grind it off. Anyways guys, so here's the thing. Here are my master cylinders. Right, this is the one for the back, this is the one for the front. If you see, I got another T over here that goes to the passenger wheel. I got my tab over here, and then you know, the one for the driver's side. So if you look at these, this is a 1/4 inch, this is 3/16 by the way, and I use NICOP, which is you know, it's a tube that is steel, but it have a coating with an alloy of nickel and copper. So I use stainless in the past. Eventually this will be painted black. So stainless steel is good, but it's too hard. So when you gotta manipulate a little bit because the bend didn't turn out the way you want it, with this one you can you know, it's more flexible, and is also corrosion resistance. So I prefer this over stainless steel, and also it's cheaper, by the way. So it bends easier, and you know, eventually it will go black, so nobody will notice. But anyway, going back to here, so this is a 1/4 inch aluminum. Is also is for low pressure, because this is fed by gravity. At the very end of after the credits on part 1 video for the brakes, I show you, you know, what I did, because if you look over here, I don't have room for a reservoir. I got like 2 inches maybe, and then, you know, I gotta make a hole. This was made from factory, so I don't know what was the intention for that, but I gotta make a hole over here for the reservoir, which is, you know, on the glass. The windshield is over there, so I don't see that practical. So, and you know, the motor is over here, so I have access from below. If I get, you know, on a cripple over here, on a cradle over here, I can in a creeper over here, I can get there, but it's really tight. So I decide to go this. If you see, it got a slope, a little slope. So this is low pressure. I mean, it's still aluminum, but it's low pressure. So this will feed the master cylinders by gravity, right? So I don't see any, I'm not foreseeing any issues. I show you how they look in a second. But you know, I still have to do the soft line or the flexible line for the wheels and all that, but I'm still working over here. I don't know if I will grind these down. I mean, there is a lot of work over here. I make cuts sometime over here, and then above that line, and then put a, you know, a patch like I did here, for example. So I laser cut this to fit that, because the previous, you know, this car was designed for a Corvette, so it was using, you know, over here the brake booster is where it goes. So I just get rid of that and then put this. So probably I'll do something similar here instead of grinding that down, but that's not a priority right now. So you see here the steering column. So that's what I got for the brakes. I'll show you later when I put everything together. I'm planning putting today the cradle, so because I'm done with the brakes, and I'll show you later how that goes. But for now, let me show you, you know, how the reservoir looks for the brakes inside the door. All right, guys, here's I gotta just work with that screw. This is just you know, I did this in aluminum. It's just like a template, so I will do later this in carbon fiber, just to give it a little bit of accent, because this will be painted, you know, probably yellow. That's the color that I'm planning to give to the car. So if you see, and in the pictures, I can open this real quick, and I can have a bottle over here with no problem. Also, you know, when I shut the door, so if I shut the door over here, see, it's in these guys over there. So, and it's not having contact. I already checked that. So that was my solution for the brakes reservoir. So that's it for now on the brakes. let me keep doing some other stuff, and then I come back later. Alright guys, while I have this motor, the powertrain, the front powertrain out, I decided to do some upgrades. So if you remember this plate, I think I have it right here. This was the original one. You know, the rust that you see, I will take care of that. I just leave it on the outside for a little bit, and then it start raining. But anyway, so I decided, because in the inside I did these two mounts. I did it differently, but I didn't like it, and it was not working. So I cannot put the engine in, I mean the motor in or out. So I decided not to use it. That's why I do the ones at the bottom. But now I come up with another solution for that. So, you know, these will hold over here. So if it try to torque that way, so this you know, will prevent that motion. And also all of them, you know, if you see, they are all linked. So at the end of the day, the forces goes also here to the chassis, here and there. I gotta trim this a little bit over there just to make it flush. So I made that upgrade. Also, I did this plate for the air conditioning compressor. So it's supposed to mount over here, but you know, I can fit it in there, but the plumbing will go down, so that's not good for the air conditioning compressor, and the oil will be, you know, will be out of the compressor. So remember that these parts are supposed to go parallel to the floor. So if you rotate these 45 degrees or almost 45 degrees up, the compressor lines will be almost parallel with the floor, so they don't have issues with the oil, with the compressor oil. So that's why I gotta force it to put it over here close to where it was, and I show you in a minute how the air compressor looks when it's installed over here. So that's the upgrades that I did. Like I said, I will take care of these rust, you know, and put the whole unit back. So all right guys, I just found out that I got a little setback. So the screws, over here, the screws, they are 14 millimeter that hold the brackets for the front calipers. I thought I ordered them, but I did not, so I don't have any, so I cannot, you know, do the installation without that. So that's a little setback over there. It just delayed me a little bit more. You know, I wanna finish this today so I can focus then on the electrical part with the motors. You know, I gotta hack the motors. So there's another little setback. If you see, I already put the whole you know, subframe is over there. All the bolts are there, so everything fits like OJ Simpson's glove, so really good. But there is another setback. I tried to put the air conditioner, the AC compressor, so as you see, it fits over there in the thing that I did. Thank God that I didn't weld it completely, so I can undo that. Anyways, I just find out, you know, that the hose that goes over here will be in the middle. Actually, these already have contact with the little hood that goes over here. Well, that's a little setback, but I'll fix it. So I will do a bracket somewhere over here. So I got here, if you see, I got this rail over here, this brace, and this one over here. So the plan is to do, you know, and put it right there, so it's as close as possible to the motor, and you know, that way I clear that, and I can put the hoses just going below over there. And that's the little setback, but everything is in place. You know, all the bolts, if you see, all the bolts fit, and everything is beautiful. So, well, next step will be just finishing the brakes. and then start after I'm done with the front brakes. The next step will be just focusing on the motor. So I gotta take the controllers out, and you know, try to hack them. I gotta do some research. I got in mind what I want to do, but let's see, you know, the parts that I need and stuff, if I need to do any circuits and stuff. So that's coming up. All right, guys. See you next time. Thank you for watching. Alright guys, I will show you how to do how is the way that I do, you know, the brake lines. I know that there is a bunch of videos about this. I already talked about the, you know, the 9-cup tubing, 3/16. Here's the tools, tube cutter, really small, so in case you gotta, you know, cut when you're inside the car. This one is really small, so that's good. Got a little bit of grease for the die that makes the, you know, the two operations. The first operation is this one, so this one makes like a bubble, you will see, and then this one put it to the final conic, I would say, you know, so it sits on the fitting. So you got that, you got this is the stop. For this, I pay this come together, all this stuff come together, the two operation die, the grease, and the stop, and this little handle. I pay like $50, and it worth the money. There are some others fancy with some you know, leverage and crap. You don't need to pay $200 for that. This will give you, every single time, it will give you a perfect double flare, which is what I'm using. And if it's for automotive use, that's what the way you should go. Double flare or double double bubble. So if you see over here, there is an arrow. So that's where you put and you see that hole with this notch over here. That's you gotta pass that a little bit, but not too much. You gotta pass it, and then with this guy, you put it over here, and it will move it this way. You know, the amount that it needs to go. Then you clamp this with a 10mm. So your tube doesn't move from there. Okay, so it is marked as up 1, so operation 1, where the auto goes. So that's what you will do. You take the stop, and then you make sure that you're using the right one. So the right end, operation 1. So put it in there, and then on a 17mm. Don't worry guys, I already have some grease on it. I didn't dunk it over there, but I got some grease on it. So then you go until you can't go anymore, like that, and then you undo that as such, take it out, do the other operation, so turn it around. Same thing. Start ratcheting until you cannot go any further. Release that. So release it, and there you have it. That's a perfect bubble right there, and that's what you will get all the time. See? And don't forget to put your hand over here, and then the other one so you can make the other part. I forgot to mention that you gotta have a vendor tubing. This is like maybe 30 bucks in Amazon, so it's not expensive, but it do the job. And like I said, the good thing about knife cup is that you can bend it really easy with your fingers or your hands, in case you need to do a final adjustment when you are over there. So don't get crazy unless you're doing brakes for a living. Then you get the other little machine, but that do the flares. But this will do the trick, and every time. So